HBAR holders. Stop what you're doing. The charts are screaming. This isn't a drill. A massive historic pattern is about to trigger, and if you're not prepared, you'll miss the entire thing. In the next 40 minutes, we're breaking down the exact HBAR price prediction everyone is missing, why a 2000% breakout is now on the table, and how to position yourself to capture these gains. We're getting right into it. Let's talk about the chart that changes everything. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments. And I will give you a heart. Alright, let's get down to business. First, let's zoom in on the short-term picture for Hedera HBAR. As you can see here on the one-day chart, HBAR has been in a period of consolidation. Think of it like a train at the station. It's not moving much, but it's fueled up and ready to go. The price has been dancing between this upper resistance line and this lower support line. For the past month, we've been watching this dance, but what if I told you this seemingly boring consolidation is actually the final act of a powerful bullish pattern? Let's simplify this. What you're looking at here is a textbook double bottom pattern. For my 9th grade crypto students out there, think of a double bottom like a basketball that bounces off the floor twice at the exact same height. It's a sign that the floor is solid, and the next bounce is going to be a big one. It's a bullish chart pattern that tells us the bearish trend is over and a powerful reversal is likely coming. As you can see, we've had this neckline here for the double bottom pattern, and we've already seen a crucial breakout. The price has come back down not once, but twice, to test this resistance as a new support, and it held firm. That's a huge green flag. It tells us that what was once a ceiling has now become a floor. And according to the technical rules of this pattern, the distance between one of the bottoms and the neckline gives us a clear price target. And that target, ladies and gents, is 40 cents. Now, this is an important point. This isn't just a random number. It's the expected outcome of a well-respected bullish pattern. And I think once the price breaks above the 30 cents region, we could be getting to that 40 cents target very, very quickly. But here's the problem. What if this pattern is a lie? What if the market doesn't respect it? What if we're wrong? Well, we have another secret weapon in our arsenal, and it's the MACD. For those of you who aren't familiar, the MACD is essentially the pulse of the market. It tells us about the momentum of an asset. And right now on the 4-hour chart, the MACD is shouting. It's showing clear, unmistakable bullish momentum. The trend is our friend, and right now, the short-term trend is up. But here's the interesting part. On the one-day MACD, there's still a tiny bit of bearish momentum lingering. Think of it like a dying ember in a fire. But you can see it getting smaller and smaller. We're watching for a specific signal here, a crossover of the two MACD lines. When that blue line crosses above the orange line, it's a strong buy signal. And I think we're going to get that crossover just as the prices here on HBAR break past the 30 cents mark. It would be the ultimate confirmation signal. But why are we even talking about this? Because HBAR doesn't exist in a bubble. The entire crypto market is a giant ecosystem, and when the biggest animal in the forest moves, everything else follows. And right now Ethereum, the largest altcoin, is making a massive historic move. As you can see on the Ethereum chart, we've broken past a multi-year long-term consolidation pattern, a massive triangle that's been coiling since 2020. This triangle is like a giant slingshot, pulled back for years. And just in the past few days, Ethereum has broken to the upside. The price target stemming from this triangle? 5 figures for Ethereum. Now, why does this matter for you and your Hedera HBAR holdings? Simple. When Ethereum smashes its way upward, it will drag the rest of the larger cap altcoins with it. So when we see Ethereum doing well, it creates an extremely bullish bias for HBAR, both in the shorter and longer term. This is a 5-year-long pattern that has just broken. This isn't a small signal. This is a seismic event. Okay. Now that we've covered the short-term catalysts and the macro tailwinds, let's get into the main event. Let's talk about the big picture, the pattern that's been forming on the HBAR chart for 5 years. Just like with Ethereum, HBAR has been in its own massive consolidation pattern, a long-term triangle that's been coiling tighter and tighter. You can see our support down here and our resistance up here. The only difference between Ethereum and HBAR is that Ethereum has already broken out. HBAR, being a slightly smaller market cap, is yet to make its move. But here's the magic. The price target from that short-term double bottom pattern we talked about? The one that gives us a target of 40 cents? That price is actually above this long-term resistance line that currently sits at 37 cents. Do you see what this means? If we hit that short-term target, we'll trigger the breakout of the 5-year-long triangle pattern. And that, ladies and gents, is the moment the sleeping giant wakes up. To find the price target of a pattern this massive, we measure the distance from the first test of support to the first test of resistance. And if we drag this measuring tool from our breakout point, let's say that happens in September as a best-case scenario, we could be looking at a price target here on Hedera HBAR of $8. That's a 2,000% upside from this upper resistance line. This is why I say you need to pay attention. This isn't a small move. This is a life-changing move. Now, I know what you're thinking. $8? That's insane. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. But the path to get there is not a straight line. There will be resistance. There will be headwinds. To have even more conviction that this price target is possible, we need to look at what other cryptos are doing. And just like with Ethereum, other similar tokens like XLM and Chainlink are showing very similar consolidation patterns, also close to breaking out. We're seeing an entire market of altcoins, not just HBAR, preparing for a massive move. It's like a whole pack of racehorses getting ready to leave the gate. But here's the part that you can't afford to ignore. What if the market gets cold feet? What if those macroeconomic headwinds, the inflation fears, the interest rates, what if they get worse? What if they crush the momentum just as we're about to break out? For me, there are two indicators that I'm watching like a hawk. I've developed a proprietary system to track these two values, and they're both on a scale of 1 to 100. Let's call them the sentiment score and the velocity index. If these two values are close to 100 as we approach that breakout point, it gives me the utmost confidence that we could see that $8 price target. But if they're low, then we need to be prepared for a more conservative outcome. So for those of you who are a little more conservative, let's talk about a safety net. Let's talk about the price targets that don't require the entire crypto market to go completely parabolic. Let's look at the Fibonacci levels. Think of Fibonacci levels like a series of hidden doors in a grand palace. Each one is a potential stopping point. The 1.272 Fib tells us we could see about $1.20 on Hedera. Then next up, the 1.414 Fib shows that we could see $1.80. And then this golden Fib ratio, the most important one, shows us a potential target of $3.20 for HBAR in 2025. So we have a whole range of price targets, from the conservative $1.20 all the way up to the ambitious $8. This isn't about gambling. This is about having a plan. It's about knowing your risk appetite and knowing where you might want to take some profits along the way. This is your personal blueprint for the bull run. And this brings me to the final critical point. The market is not going to wait for you. The moment this triangle breaks to the upside, the fireworks will start. HBAR is basically following the whole market, and as we see Ethereum take the lead, I think HBAR could be coming soon, very soon. We've covered the short-term catalysts, the long-term potential, and the conservative price targets. We've shown you the double bottom that's pointing to a 40 cents target, the breakout of Ethereum's 5-year pattern, and BAR's own massive coiled spring. But there is one final crucial piece of this puzzle that we haven't talked about. You see, a pattern on the chart is one thing. But the real-world utility of Hedera HBAR is what gives this entire prediction its power. This isn't just a meme coin. This is a real-world, enterprise-grade technology. And the reason I believe HBAR has a massive future ahead of it is because of the category of crypto that it is in, the same category as tokens like XRP and XLM. A category that is attracting real-world enterprise adoption at a rapid pace. So for those of you who believe in the future of Hedera, the future of the technology, and the future of your family's wealth, this is your moment. I have one more video for you. It's an in-depth breakdown of the most promising enterprise partnerships Hedera has and the hidden on-chain signals that will give us the final confirmation that this breakout is about to happen. You don't want to miss it. So if you want to stay ahead of the game, and if you want the full picture, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next video. And if you found this video helpful, give me a like. Let me know in the comments if you're holding HBAR and what your personal price targets are. Thank you guys so much for watching. The future of HBAR is not set in stone, but the opportunity is right there on the charts. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.